asked about Mamata Banerjee, you said that you don't agree with her views, but if she does become the chief minister, you hope she does well because the state of West Bengal needs to be saved. My question to you, Mr. Chatterjee, is do you think that West Bengal will see a very bitterly fought and very violent election? Because already party workers are seeing clashes at the total ground level, isn't it?
That's my unfortunate apprehension, and my sincere hope is that will not take place. Violence can never help anybody.
But you're concerned that this might be the most violent election that West Bengal has seen?
What is happening every day? Members of the CPIM are being killed, left workers are being killed, either by Maoists or by some other parties. I'm not taking the responsibility of the truth or otherwise, because personally I don't accept what I see in the papers. I have no such contact with the CPIM at all. Therefore, this is a matter of concern for everybody, not for an ex-CPIM man. That today violence overtakes the country. The Prime Minister himself said more than once, Home Minister has said more than once, that these Naxalite or Maoist, whatever you call them, are the greatest menace to the country. Therefore, it's the duty of everybody in the country to fight it. And if they overtake some areas, now we are told that 37 districts in this country.
No, and even the Communist Party workers are not known to be the most peaceful of workers traditionally, isn't it, Mr. Chatterjee? Let's be fair.
That I don't know. Because they go on strikes, therefore people have an impression that they are violent. No, I don't agree with that.
Okay. Mr. Chatterjee, you have said that the day you were expelled from the CPIM was the saddest day of your life because you wanted to die a Communist Party member.
Yes.
Okay. Your views on Mr. Prakash Karat's leadership are known. Do you wish him well as leader of the Communist Party?
Of course. I wish him a very, very successful tenure as a General Secretary of the party, since he is. Because not for him personally as such, per se, I have no personal enmity with him. I made those comments because it has had a very serious effect on the party's functioning. And when I say party's functioning, I say they have become victims of political marauders. Who are these people should understand whom I meant. I don't want to disclose further. Now today they are helpless. Become ordinary workers and nobody to look after them. They are being killed, innocent workers, just because they support the Communist Party of India, Marxists. They're being killed. Is not the conscience of others disturbed? Is it not disturbed that some innocent people, just because you belong to a party which is not declared illegal, and when people, institutions or bodies which have been declared illegal, or as the greatest menace to the country's democracy, and they are being extolled also. Therefore, today, discussion is more whether they are justified in killing people because of so-called lack of development. How can such a question arise in a country? I am very sorry that some people who call themselves part of intelligentsia, they are raising a question whether taking recourse to violence is justified or not. How do you fight that? Through violence, by digging up the roads and destroying bridges, can you bring about development in the area? Therefore, these are questions which are disturbing me. But I have no direct role to play. Therefore, I am concentrating on some social work, trying to help the Adivashis.
How frustrating is it for you that you don't have a direct role to play?
Well, I'll be untrue to myself if I say not at all disturbed, yes. Not that I was the policy-making authority. I was not the policy-making authority. But the party gave me tremendous scope. I was a leader for nearly 15 years plus in the Parliament, Lok Sabha. I have been in the State Committee, Central Committee. I have been in so many important positions Jyoti Basu gave me to work for the people, not for my sake. Therefore, I felt, that I never will criticize my party, my former party. So they gave me more than ample opportunity. But my agony is there that I didn't get even a show cause. I felt that at least my views are will be considered by the whole Politburo. But that opportunity I did not have. Nobody had my say. Party did not know my say.
You have recommended that speakers give up temporary membership of their party
Yes,
when
I've
they
said
become
that to
speakers.
avoid a situation as I faced.
Do you think that will go through as a rule,
No,
as
it
a law?
doesn't seem that others feel that is necessary. I accept their views. But I never felt at the beginning, honestly. This is the hindsight, because that direction came to me because I continued to be a member. If I had ceased to be a member during that time, nobody could have said, the party could not have said, do this irrespective of your position as a speaker.
When you were elected as Speaker of the Lok Sabha, it was unanimous. There were some 18 nominations that came in from across different parties, and yet by the time you ended your term, not only 2006, 2007, the BJP was questioning your fairness. Your party, by the end of it, had said that you had become close to the Congress, and that is why you did not resign from that post. From the time you started your term as Speaker to the time you ended your term as Speaker, Somnath Chatterjee and the reputation and integrity that went with him got clouded, not besmirched, but just questioned. And was that something that you
see,
feel
that
was the
was
price you had to pay for that role?
I think in a way. You see, that's why again I have said, for sorting out political issues between the government and the opposition. It was felt by some group or some members or some parties that, the speaker who is trying to sort of run the house as well as possible, they misunderstood me, I can only say. Like the case of Jharkhand Supreme Court. I said in my statement, this is an issue, serious issue, where court was entering into the arena of the legislature. And that what I am raising this is against that intrusion by the judiciary into legislatures.
But it was seen, sir, as being as favoring the Congress-led government, isn't it?
That was the deliberately wrong interpretation. I'm sorry to use that word deliberate. Because I mentioned in my statement, this has no topical relevance. And when a political party or groups of parties, when I called a meeting of all the speakers, some political parties said, don't go. They were directing their own speakers. And in one case, we know, I mentioned it, the speaker had left his capital for reaching Delhi in time. He was summoned back from the way. Therefore, don't cooperate with the speaker. And what was the issue? Issue was not, if you read my statement in that speaker's meeting, in my initial meeting, what I said in the House, I made it very, very clear it had no relevance to the question, to any topical issue. It's only relating to the relationship between the judiciary.
The larger principle.
Yes. And I've been this stand has been vindicated. Supreme Court didn't take up the matter further. And that's that. And I'm very happy and proud that I showed that courage.
Even at the risk of your integrity being questioned or your closeness to somebody being questioned.
Not financial integrity, I hope.
No, not financial integrity.
Well, I have what should I say? I've disagreed with that with all humility.
Mr. Chatterjee, these days when you're at home in your in the suburbs of Shantiniketan, as you put it, do you watch Lok Sabha TV? Do you miss Delhi?
Yes.
Do you miss the buzz?
And, no, I don't miss it. I sympathize with the most,
Speaker.
honorable speaker. She is doing exceedingly well. I must commend her, and I must pay my respect to her.
And in a different style than yours. You think it's because she's a lady?
No, she is trying to bring more finesse into it, which I admire. Then I'm too brusque. But she is doing it very well, and I have nothing but admiration for her.
Mr. Chatterjee.
I wish her all the best.
And we wish you all the best. It was a
Thank you.
pleasure and privilege to have you on this show.
Thank
we wish
you
you
very
the
much.
best, and we wish your book, Keeping the Faith, all
Yes.
the best. I hope people pick it
Thank
up
you.
and read it to
No,
get a
please, I
inside
want
view.
to take this opportunity. Can I have half a second?
Yes.
This is the proceeds. What I get out of this will go to a trust I have created for the benefit of tribers. Therefore, let more people purchase. I get some more money for the trust.